Northern elders exist only on papers. You can only speak for yourself, not Northern Bloc. Akpodoro fires Sulaimon, NEF. The mayor of Urhobo and prominent ex-militant leader Eshenakwe Israel, also known as Akpodoro, has capited the Northern Elders Forum, NEF, over what he described as the gaffe of a self-serving and greedy few who he said arrogate themselves to power. They do not have due to what he described as a barefooted threat issued President Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency, bearing in mind 2027 presidential election. Akpodoro's comment is contained in a release made available to journalists over the Eid Fitr holiday, stressing that the area when a few disgruntled elements wake up from the other side of the bed to decide who rules the country was long gone. Mayor Akpodoro noted that only the North did not vote President Tinubu into power, but that he came to power on the back of well-meaning Nigerians, but do not pander to ethnic and religious sentiments like a few individuals who he said live in the past, like Abdulaziz Sulaiman, so-called NEF. According to the Urhobo-born vociferous mayor, Nigerians are looking forward to a better and more prosperous nation and not drilling in ethnic jingoism like Sulaiman would want Nigerians to believe, but an equitable nation standing on fair play in the spirit of one indivisible, united Nigeria. He stressed further that the 2023 presidential election proved people like Sulaiman and co-travelers wrong, noting that President Tinubu at that election defeated ethnicism and religion to the disappointment of the hegemonic few who see themselves as owners of Nigeria. The former warlord said Sulaiman belongs in the 19th century Nigeria, where a few people arrogate themselves to power to make a president, stressing that the spread of overwhelming victory of the presidential candidate in last year's election defeated such notion. Nigeria, according to Akpodoro, belongs to all and not to an exclusive preserve of the likes of Sulaiman, who would rather want the larger northern region to remain in abject poverty and despondency while they smile to the bank, standing on the numerical strength of the northern masses. He added that Tinubu's government is a government of the masses and not that of a few who see themselves as kingmakers, as he challenged Sulaiman to tell the world who he and ethnic Jingois voted for in that election that he said remains one of the best in Nigeria's history. The mayor stated that if anyone was to be denied a second term in office, that person ought to be the immediate former president, Muhammadu Buhari, who he noted led the nation deeper in abject poverty on account of bad governance, maintaining that President Tinubu's administration would not fund corruption, like the nation witnessed in the 8 years of General Buhari, whose 8 years ineptitude dragged the Nigerian state back 20 years. Unfortunately, Sulaiman spoke for himself and the very few who live under the illusion that they have the power to decide who becomes the nation's leader. Nigerians overwhelmingly voted for Asiwaju, and that mandate has been utilizing in ensuring that a new Nigeria where the children of the poor are made relevant without necessarily dancing to the whims and caprices of some spent forces. The candidate of the Labour Party, P2B, that Sulaiman alluded to in his wishy-washy statement is not more of a statesman than the man who bet democracy. The candidate of the Labour Party, P2B, that Sulaiman alluded in his wishy-washy statement is not more of a statesman than the man who bet democracy in the world's most populous black nation. One wonders where Sulaiman and his ilks were when the Senator Tinubu and his National Democratic Coalition wrested power from the military. Was he on sabbatical? This is another failed blackmail that can never stand the test of time. The North is united in its support for the renewed hope agenda under this precedent, and people like Sulaiman, whose group exists only on the pages of newspapers, should be told in clear terms to queue behind this president, whose ambition is to bequeath a new Nigeria where every citizen is hopeful and united in national solidarity. Come 2027, Nigerians more than ever before will excitedly file out to vote massively for the man who has taken the goal to build a new nation where the child of a common man will be able to live happily among other Nigerians. While Sulaiman's NEF sees the vision, patriotic, citizens say unity, friendship, brotherhood, and peace. The NEF should bother itself with the insecurity plaguing its region and not play naira and kobo politics at the detriment of the Nigerian masses who live massively. Nigerian politics who live largely in who largely live in squalor hopelessly. Even in his cluelessness, Nigerians voted Buhari for his second term in office at the time of which Sulaiman NEF was asleep. Power belongs to the Nigerian people and not NEF. This government has come to stay. Sulaiman and his ethnocentric group should go and get a life, stop the rascality and self-aggrandizement that President Tinubu has defeated on February 25th, 2023. It is a new Nigeria that is being repositioned for greatness by joining democratic forces, and nobody will pander to the whims and caprices of forces of retrogression and reactionary elements. The mayor called on Nigerians to be wary of those who describe as political liabilities who cannot win election in their polling units, let alone their wards, saying they are jittery of the progress being made by Tinubu's administration. Recall that Suleiman was quoted recently as saying the North regrets voting President Tinubu to power, citing non-inclusiveness in the current FG, wondering how election can inclusiveness be defined if not what the government in power is doing. Now let me say this. I don't understand what is going on. Do you get? What they are saying here, I don't even understand them. This person is clapping for this person. Don't you know that exists only on papers? Okay, Apodoro is speaking. And he said he's the mayor of Urhobo land. And the prominent, he's speaking on behalf of Tinubu. Well, whatever. Me, I know, say, even the NEF, we all know, the NEF are people who, when you do their bidding, you don't go hear their voice, or they go, they support you. Then when they do their bidding, or they do waiting they want, then go come outside, they oppose you. And that is not how it is supposed to work. Normal as an electorate, or should I say as a citizen of Nigeria, whether it be elder or whether it not be elder for your own region, you are meant to stand with the truth at all times. It's supposed to be for the truth. Like, in fact, you being an elder serving your region, it's supposed to make you they come outside, they stand for the truth and only the truth. Those NEF or whatever they call themselves are one of the biggest problems we have in Nigeria. The poor, they rely purely on government patronage and handouts. They cannot survive outside the power of their selfish interests. We in the Middle Belt want to go ahead with the chain of oppression and religious bigotry that has become characteristics of the North. Alright, on this note, we have come to the end of the news. So thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.